Okay, so I'm on my phone, and the studio is not done yet. It's under construction. Anyway, let's get right to it. So, spicy take time. SG-1 are the space Karens of the Milky Way galaxy. So, by the way, if you're wondering about the new logo and you don't know about the changes yet, stick around until the end of this video because big things are coming. But anyway, with that, let's get into it. We've all seen them, right? They march into an establishment that they don't own. They ignore the local customs, and the moment things don't go exactly the way they demand, they speak to the manager. They demand to speak to whoever's in charge. Usually they're threatening to call the authorities, or in this case, maybe the Asgard. But if we're being honest with the law, Earth isn't the fifth race. Earth is the space Karen of the Milky Way. And today I'm going to prove it. So anyway, as always, relax. It's just a spicy take. Just prompting a little conversation and taking a light-hearted look at something that we all love. And I do very much love Stargate. The OG, SG-1, right the way up to Universe. Love that until the last episode. I'm hoping I will love whatever Amazon serves up. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Anyway, with that said, let's get into it. So, the hallmark of a Karen is the belief that their presence is a fundamental right, regardless of the local no trespassing signs. And the SGC, they operate on this kind of manifest destiny of the wormhole idea. Just think about the sheer audacity of it, right? We find a piece of ancient technology that we don't understand, we plug it into a laptop and start cold calling planets, right? And then when we arrive, do we respect the local culture? Really? Right? If we discover that a planet has a no technology rule or a don't touch the glowing orb policy, then either Daniel Jackson is already halfway through a monologue on why those rules shouldn't apply, or Jack's already wisecracked his way into a faux pas of some kind, right? Look at the Tollan. They were a highly advanced, peaceful society with a very strict no-sharing tech policy. What did SG-1 do? Arrest them, imprison them. And then eventually we built a relationship up where we just kind of complained and nagged and then eventually tried to go over the head of the Tollan High Chancellor because, well, they just kind of felt entitled to those ion cannons. If that isn't, I'd like to speak to the manager of this planet, then I don't know what is. And let's just talk about the Goa'uld for a minute. Now, yes, parasitic, megalomaniacal villains. I struggled so much to say that word. Sure. But from a purely bureaucratic standpoint, they were the managers of the galaxy for thousands of years. They had a system. It wasn't a good system, but it was a system. Hence, they were the system lords. And then comes SG-1. They don't just fight the Goa'uld. They systematically harass them, show up at system lord summits where they weren't invited. They start raising rebellions across all the systems, not out of specifically some need for self-defense, but just because they decided that the galaxy should be run the way that meets their approval. And every time O'Neill meets a god, his first reaction isn't awe or fear, it's sarcasm. And I don't just mean the kind of the villainous self-appointed deities like the Goa'uld. No alien being with any level of power and authority is safe from Jack's jibes. Where's the respect, dude, right? When the Goa'uld weren't performing well enough, SG-1 went to the managers of existence, the Ancients. Well, the Ancients have I love this, the Ancients have a strict non-interference policy, right? Zero contact for any reason. Nope, not good enough. For season after season, the SGC are basically stood outside the Ancients' office door, banging on the glass, shouting about how they pay their taxes and therefore deserve special treatment. They literally bothered Oma Desala so much that she broke the rules of the universe just to stop them complaining. And when the Ori showed up, Earth's response was to essentially file a cosmic lawsuit that resulted in the extinction of an entire religion. Not just of the Ori, but all of their followers. Their whole way of life is just out of whack. It's gone now. And all because the SGC saw an artifact and thought, I know, let's plug ourselves into that. We have a right to. Compare this is what I'm saying, compare this to the Prime Directive in Star Trek, right? The Federation tries to follow the rules of non-interference. SG-1 treats rules like a suggestion that only apply to other people. If Earth wants your resources, your gate, your ZPM, they come at you like they have a manifest destiny to it. And you don't mind, because they're human. And let me explain what I mean by that. So at the end of the day, we love SG-1 because they represent us. They represent the human spirit, you know, like incredibly noisy and refusing to take no for an answer. They toppled empires, they killed gods, they rewrote the laws of physics, all because someone told them they weren't entitled to something. So was the Stargate program really a noble quest for explanation, or was it just the most expensive high-stakes Karen excursion in history? If I were a Goa'uld, I'd definitely be leaving a 1-star review, right? 0 stars. Bought a nuke to my palace. Total lack of respect for my divinity. Would not recommend. But that's what they would think. What would you think? This isn't actually my view. Don't forget, it's just a spicy take. But do I have a point here? And are you ready to join a community with a difference? One where we not only discuss all of sci-fi, the lofty concepts and the deep lore, with the freedom to disagree and come up with a stupid idea and a spicy take, but also to create a platform for people to become creators, including you. XUNO is a cinematic universe that works like no other, so check out the website for details. This that you're on right now, this is either a YouTube channel or a TikTok channel or Instagram maybe. So it's not exactly the same thing. This is not a cinematic universe. This is a bunch of social media channels. But it's a big part of it. The short films that we'll be making as part of XUNO, we're going to be posting them here. And in addition to taking all the usual sci-fi, fantasy and film industry stuff that we usually do and talking about it and going into the deep dives, we'll be going behind the scenes on the XUNO universe and showing you how you can get involved and even showcasing contributors' work across all of our channels. So, just to clarify, XUNO is the cinematic universe. This channel is part of the community platform into which we'll post XUNO media. And just like our Discord, TikTok, Facebook, the name of this channel is going to be changing to XUNO Communitas. So look out for it. The logo's a little bit different. The name's a bit different. But this is your new home. Anyway, with that, hope to see you next time. Hope I didn't make you too angry. And thank you for listening.